Cool. What we got?
All right, let's get into it. We won't be here too long. Ladies and gentlemen, we need to give this man his flowers. We're talking about Paul Heyman. Paul Heyman decided to visit Logan Paul's podcast on Impulsive, excuse me. And it was a nice, candid conversation. I enjoyed the interview. I'll be going back to watch it again. There's a clip in that interview that I'm actually had to use from my show, but it's just not a wrestling clip. But yeah, I saw that he's going by Cope now. I'm not calling him that. I'm not even calling him by his full name. I'm not.
He's still gonna be Edge.
Yeah,
he's still gonna be Edge.
It's still gonna be Edge. I'll say Adam Copeland. I'm not calling him Cope. I refuse. That's not happening. But with Paul Heyman, this man has done it all. They brought up stories about how he snuck into Madison Square Garden and how he got into the Madison Square Garden. He pretended to be some out of the media, but this is back in the day. Pretended to be in media. Sneaked in. He was either between the age of 15 or 17. I can't remember. Got a picture with Vince McMahon Sr. Vince McMahon Sr. And he's been in the wrestling business since then. Those were one of the few stories that stuck out to me in this interview. So the question now is, ladies and gentlemen, is he a GOAT or is he the GOAT? Now, let's play this clip. And we'll get to that momentarily.
I do it live.
Yeah. Widely regarded as one of the greatest managers and creative minds in the history of professional wrestling.
I'm not flattered by that at all.
I'm
not flattered by the one. It? No, it's the one of. You're both in. Well, I know you are. You just had a baby. You're both in committed relationships now, right?
Yep.
So if your significant other wakes up next to you and says, "You're one of the best lovers I've ever had."
One of.
Is it, "Hey, honey, we're spending the morning in bed," or is it a call to the divorce lawyer?
Yeah.
And one of is not flattering at all.
So,
the object is to be the greatest.
What do you have to do for them to change this Wikipedia from one of the greatest to widely regarded as the greatest manager and creative mind of all time?
Well, that's if anybody takes Wikipedia seriously. And when they write "one of" as their credentialed biography of Paul Heyman, it immediately kills their credibility. And anybody that follows this industry knows I'm not one of anything, and that I am the GOAT, and that it should be acknowledged and accepted and respected and worshipped. And when they read Wikipedia and it goes "one of," they look at that, and I'll say it into that camera right there, they go, "Fuck Wikipedia."
Yeah.
And if Wikipedia would like to unfuck that fuck, then they are welcome to change that biography into what is historically accurate.
Yeah, 100%. You are the GOAT. Just got.
Yes, him, Seth Rollins, and others are great interviewers. But yes, there you go. Is he one of, or is he the GOAT? And quite frankly, I'm gonna be honest. As soon as Brock Lesnar broke Undertaker's streak, I said, "Oh shit, you gotta put him in the GOAT category now. You have to put him in the GOAT category." Not to say I didn't know what he did in ECW. I definitely didn't know what happened before ECW, but it was that time I had to say, Paul Heyman is the GOAT. Look who he has managed previously. Look at his the key piece. I can actually make the argument that he's actually the glue in the wrestling business that ties everything together.
Yeah.
I can honestly say that he is the glue of wrestling. Mm-hmm. He does not get enough respect for what he has done in this industry. Yes, we understand ECW. We understand he was a commentator at first. We understand who he has represented and to what he's representing now. I say, anything. Yeah, we gotta stop being disrespectful. This is the greatest. This is the greatest key figure of wrestling of all time. Greatest manager, sure, but as far as the key piece of the wrestling, this business does not exist if it wasn't for Paul Heyman.
This business and other businesses that folds into this business, right? You gotta understand just how pivotal Paul Heyman is. And yes, the ECW that he built, you gotta remember, he battled with other companies for quite some time and even actually outperformed him to where outperformed them, even to the point where they had to come to him and tell him to tone it down. He said, "No, I'm not toning it down. We're gonna have the most in your face, impactful product that we can produce." This man brought up a company and actually had it absorbed into another company. Not only that, look at the wrestlers that he's managed. Look at your Brock Lesnar. Who else did he manage? Who else did he manage?
Brock
Brock-
Lesnar, Big
Mhm.
Show,
Big Show.
Roman Reigns, obviously, CM Punk.
Exactly.
Yeah, he has.
He produces nothing but heat. And even when he came to work with WWE, because it wasn't WWF at the time, even when he came to work to WWE, he came with that heat. He came with professionalism. He came with a structure. He improved the product to the point to where it got to the level where it was at. But because of creative, they watered the product down. But he is still the glue that holds this whole entire business together. There's no company that you can go to without mentioning the name of Paul Heyman, and they don't know who he is because he's done business with a little bit of everybody, and he's masterful at doing it. So he's definitely the GOAT.
Yes, he is. Pretentious. Heyman, in my opinion, is my GOAT book of all time. ECW is a blueprint that modern wrestling still steals from, and he's the reason why SmackDown was hot in early 2000 and my GOAT manager. Early 2000, keep in mind, ladies and gentlemen, yes, he did play a part in that early years. Was he on SmackDown? No, he was on Raw. Yeah, he was on Raw. He wasn't on SmackDown. That was Michael Cole and Taz at the time, and Jerry the King Lawler as well. So, and because you always had that sense of when he was on the field, because at that time, I'm not going to hold you guys. Although I was not privy to ECW, nor did I know who ran it at the time. When I saw Paul Heyman, he was an annoying commentator, heel commentator to be exact. So I didn't know too much about him. Then when he came back into wrestling, Brock Lesnar, then the other wrestlers came in, the CM Punks, Big Shows, and then ultimately Roman Reigns as currently. So I didn't know too much about him. But when you sit back and you hear this man talk, like when he goes on these interviews, not interviews, like these one-man shows that he does, and he tells like nothing but stories of what goes on in the wrestling industry. I'm sitting down and I'm listening. Like the one thing he did tell, one day we'll go over it. Behind the scenes of 21 in 1, where he didn't give too much, he just left you wondering. Was 21 in 1 scripted, or did Brock Lesnar go off the script? And I'm over here, and it was on TikTok at the time when I saw it. I'm over here looking up interviews, like, hold on, where's part 2 of this? I want to hear this story. And he just captivated the audience. And Paul Heyman is a great storyteller. And he credits that to, what's Cody's father's? Dusty Rhodes. When he tells a story about anything wrestling, you can't help but to literally stop everything what you're doing and listen. He's that great of a storyteller because he's been in this business since he was a teenager, literally a teenager, and how he has grown everything to where it's at. Ladies and gentlemen, because originally I had this title, Paul Heyman is a GOAT. I said, no, that's disrespectful. Paul Heyman is the GOAT. Paul Heyman will be respected. There will be no Paul Heyman slander, not on this platform. Storyline, okay, Paul Heyman, the character, we understand, but Paul Heyman, the glue, never, ever, ever. Never going to happen ever.
There's nothing that can be said bad about Paul Heyman. I mean, other than some business ventures that may have went bad, that's fine. I can take that. But as far as him not being the
That's
GOAT,
his
nah,
business. It happens.
everything fails in business. You see what I'm saying? If a business run perfectly, I have questions. Now, when a business is facing challenges and they persevere, I don't have questions because every business fails at some point in time. But everything that Paul Heyman has done since he has been in the elder years, the early years of his wrestling career in the business, he's done a good damn job at it. And I cannot do anything but applaud that man for what he's done. It's just that simple.
Right. Now, go ahead.
Pleasantly Pretentious says, just to showcase his influence, the WCW Cruiserweight division, aka Ray, Eddie, Benoit, Jericho, etc., were pulled from ECW. The edgier direction of WWF, WCW in the late 90s was originated by Heyman. Thank you. All of that came from, I'm telling you, that man has set the standard for a lot of companies of how you can get ads and seats. And when you push out a great product like that, you cannot deny the man that he's not the GOAT.
Yeah, he definitely have an eye. I remember he had Rey Mysterio, and I don't remember that from the when WWE was going up against Alliance, and Ray made a decision to rock with WWE. Now, during one of those one-man shows, he talked about how Chris Benoit is his top 5 technical wrestler. And I have to think about that. It's like Chris Benoit's top 5. Oh, there's a particular name he used. I was like, can I name 5 technical wrestlers better than Chris Benoit? And it's going to be hard for me to, because I can name Daniel. I don't think I'm putting Daniel Bryan over Chris Benoit, but I can mention Daniel Bryan. I can mention who else? And I tried to do it at the time. I probably came up with a couple of wrestlers' names, but you can't name. I'll give it to Paul Heyman. He has an eye for talent because I can't name 5 wrestlers, technical wrestlers that are better than Chris Benoit. Just Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Fuck, I really can't name. I gotta think. I might have to think about that one because I really can't name. I can name 2. I can't name any.
When it comes to Chris Benoit,
technical
it's
wrestlers,
gonna be hard. Yeah. It's gonna be hard to name people above him. It's gonna be hard to do that. Now, of course, the WWE don't want to recognize that, but
we understand, and we understand why.
We have their reasons why.
Chris Benoit will be mentioned on Wrestling Wednesdays. Like I understand why certain promotions don't bring up certain wrestlers' name. We will bring them up here. I understand Chris Benoit did a very, very, very bad thing in his personal life. We're talking about Chris Benoit, the professional wrestler. And to his point, like I said, I cannot name 5 other technical wrestlers. Chris Benoit, Daniel Bryan, AJ Styles. Shit, I'm really trying to think of 2 other names and I really can't. I'm not even going to try.
It's going to be hard. I told you it's going to be hard to do that.
I might have to. God damn. Hold on. Oh, let me go back to the Attitude Era. Maybe there's somebody in the Attitude Era. Kurt Angle. Okay. Kurt Angle. But I cannot put him above Chris. I can't put none of these wrestlers above Chris Benoit.
Hard to do that.
I can't put none of them because I by that case I could throw in Chad Gable, but if Kurt Angle not going above Chris Benoit, I'm for damn sure not putting Chad Gable there. So that's a tough one. In no order for technical wrestling, to me, it's Kurt Angle, Chris Benoit, Bret the Hitman Hart, Daniel Bryan, and Ric Flair.
Let me go down this line a little bit. Kurt, very good wrestler. But he wasn't the best Kurt until he became Kurt on a perk. I'm just being Kurt Angle was the best Kurt that there ever was. If you don't know who Perk Angle is, go look up Perk Angle, baby. That's the best Kurt you gonna ever get. To hell with the antics. To hell with the milk truck. Get the Perk. Now, Chris Benoit just can't. Is no. This is just it's Benoit. Brett, good point with Brett. Would I put Brett above Chris? No, I would not put Brett above Chris. As much as I like Bret Hart, I would not put him above Chris. Brian, I would say Brian is up there. And then Flair. Flair's good. Flair's really damn good. But because of the last 20 years of his career, I have to say Flair, it kind of tainted my opinion of Flair a little bit, because I still want the old school Flair, but his body of work in the last 20 years kind of tainted that, and it's hard to forget it. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of where I fall with Flair. But still, Brett, I put Chris above Brett. Brian, he's right up there. Brian is damn good. Very technical. Kurt on a Perk. Ain't nobody being Kurt on the Perk, baby. I'm sorry.
Stop saying that.
Ain't nobody being Kurt on the Perk, baby. You gotta understand.
Excuse my co-host. I don't know what he's doing.
Kurt on the Perk, baby.
I'm ignoring you right about that.
Backflip off the top of the cage.
Kurt Angle. Oh, excuse me. Kurt Angle arguably gave Benoit his best matches. Please watch Royal Rumble 2008 with Kurt and Benoit. It is underrated classic. He's not lying about that when it comes to Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle does pull out the best matches out of people. Also, I want you guys to go watch. It was SmackDown. It was in what's his hometown? In Quebec, Canada, I believe. I'm gonna look up his hometown. Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold for the heavyweight championship on SmackDown. That was a hell of a match. I forgot what year it was, but that was a hell of a match. Like I said, I understand why we're not talking about Chris Benoit, the person, the man. We're talking about Chris Benoit, the wrestler. We have to be respectful and not ignore his contribution. He was a hell of a wrestler. Now,
yeah, he was.
Let's get into the next video, and this will be the last video. This is we're going to talk about the Hall of Fame. And all the things that went behind the scenes. So here it is. We'll be right back.
Accurate.
Yeah, 100%. You are the GOAT. Just got
100%.
inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame. Congrats.
Oh, well, thank you.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
They'll never give me that platform again.
Yeah, you definitely you gave it your all out there.
Well, I mean, if we're going to do it in Philadelphia, and that was one of the impetuses. Impeti? Is that the word?
I don't know. I like it.
Let's say impeti. Let's make up the word.
Yep.
If that's one of the impeti of putting me in, well, then that I told them up front, if you want me to do this in Philly, it's not going to be family friendly, PG, Paul Heyman, the wise man. Oh, well, thank you so very much, and I acknowledge my tribal chief. This is you can put me in Philly, we're going for it. And they were all like, yeah, that's what we want out of it.
Good. Yeah. The crowd started chanting, "You deserve it," which, by the way, must be nice. I've never gotten that chant. But then you said, "Yeah, you're damn right. I fucking deserve it."
Yeah, you fucking right. I deserve it. Yeah, and it's funny because I had no idea how to open. I winged the whole speech.
Yes, he did. He 100% did. I believe him. I 100% believe that he winged it. Excuse me. That was a great match. It was 2001. Thank you. Benoit was this close to beating Austin. He was. I haven't seen so many German suplexes, or any suplexes for that matter, in my life in one match. Maybe maybe Brock Lesnar surpassed him on that, but you want to talk about what do you call it? A masterclass of how to wrestle and sell an audience and keep them intrigued from bell to bell. Go watch Chris Benoit versus Stone Cold Steve Austin. That was a great match. But let's get to the Hall of Fame. That speech was legendary. And I can tell, honestly, sorry, I'm just getting something fixed. I can tell he winged it. That was evident. It's like if you want people to be at its most authentic, don't put a script in front of them. Don't let them rent them out. Just let it come straight from the head, straight from the heart, and you get what you get. So from that entire speech, it was very Philly. It was very ECW, as it should be. Now, my only gripe about that Hall of Fame is, why did you have him go first? Because report says after his speech, people started leaving. And it's like, yeah, I can't. You gave me the main event. I saw my guy. All right, we out of here. Let's go ahead and head. Hate to be stereotypical. Let's head to the nearest Philly cheesesteak spot and let's go home and get something to eat. WrestleMania tomorrow.
Pretty much. And you know what? Would you say that it was kind of kept under wraps because of business purposes?
What was kept on the wraps? The behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you don't want to tell everybody how the food is made,
Mhm.
but yeah, they said this is what they wanted. I'm pretty sure they regret it, but
Mhm.
you have to keep the front and say, yeah, this is what we really wanted. No, the fuck y'all did not.
I'm gonna tell you like this: it's being sold that way for a reason, right? Because you'll find out a lot that what happens in the front is not what's actually going on in the back. That's just being told. That's just like the government, right? And this is not a government channel, but that's just like the government with any business. You don't want to show the whole picture. You'll show them the canvas, but you won't show them the paint, or the other way around. Truth of the matter is, they probably got something cooking up in the back, right? But my biggest thing was when I caught a glimpse of that, my thing was, as much as there is all of these wrestlers doing podcasting, you got to keep some things like sacred, right? Because you don't want any slips, you don't want any information getting out about what's actually going on behind the scenes, but also at the same time, you got to keep the people invested. And whether they like it or not, we all know how baby faces and heel runs. That even goes with promos, right? Thing is, you gotta keep say you can't let your left know what your right doing. And unfortunately, we just gonna have to wait and see what's happening.
I don't think to your point, yes, you don't want to tell everybody, because with Vince McMahon, nobody's going to know, or Vince McMahon's not going to confirm it. Whereas Triple H said we're not about to insult everybody's intelligence like they didn't do with Penta when he made his debut last week. But they have to. What WWE is focusing on is, for the most part, is saving face as much as possible, and also it's like trying to not insult the intelligence of the customer. So regarding the Hall of Fame, I know that's not what they wanted. They're lying if that's if they say that, because if that was the case, I will believe though if Paul Heyman went last. Because how they orchestrated that show and how he was the first one out, I was like, I don't know what WWE was thinking. I understand the idea of honoring The Rock's grandmother and Rock receiving the People's Championship belt from Muhammad Ali's widow, but I don't. Yes, I understand there's something brewing. I just don't know. I don't know what it is, or why they would be doing it at this point. The Hall of Fame is done. We understand they screwed up with how they had each inductee presented, but just learn from that mistake and don't do it again. That's the only thing I can say. And also, make sure everybody has a speech ready and they stick to the speech, so that way you don't have to worry about any delays in the live streaming, because you have to. So many F-bombs were dropped.
Yeah, slip ups happen, emotions run high,
Oh, that
and
was that was. Let's make this. No. Let's make this perfectly clear. That was not no damn slip up. What he said, he meant it was intentional. He said it. We got evidence.
I was trying to give him a slate. Yeah, I was
Hell
trying to
nah! Don't you give him shit. He said, "Nah, I said it." You want Paul Heyman? You got fucking Paul Heyman. That's what he said.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, hey, that's Paul Heyman. That's why he's the GOAT. I was trying to give him a slip up slate, but nah. All right,
Hell
cool.
nah.
Still, yeah, but
go ahead.
That's the business, man. Like and sometimes you got to put a little, like old girl that was on the mic. Who was that? The light skinned girl,
Jay Parker.
Jada Parker, is that her name? I can't remember her name, but you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
When she was like, "Let's go, baby," and she was going off. Hey, listen, sometimes heat is good, and not all heat is good.
Jada Parker. I'm sorry, I call her Jay Parker, but I said that's not her full name. Jada Parker.
Sometimes heat is good, and when it's necessary, it's necessary. If it's gonna bring eyeballs and put ass in seats, bring the eyeballs, put the ass in. I'm gonna beat your ass. I swear.
My bad.
She ain't got your number. Anywho,
what's the DMs? What's the
oh
IG?
boy, I swear to God, you get on my nerves. Come on, man.
We host a wrestling podcast. I think you'll be a great addition.
That's oh boy. If you get Jada Park on here, and you don't get Nia Jax, I'm telling you, we're gonna have a problem. All right, we have a problem. I might get in trouble by Rob, but we're gonna have a problem.
She busy, but we'll see what we do. We'll see what we do. She's on some rest. But since we're on the topic, give me 2 men and women you want to see inducted this year. If you want to be extra, you can also pick who inducts them.
This year?
This year. Who 2 men and 2 women to be inducted? Well, let me start with the women. I don't hold on. Let me double check, guys. I don't think she's inducted.
Nia Jax.
Stop it.
Yep. Nia Jax. No question. She goes in first. Second. What's the girl that picked up Nia Jackson powerbombed her? Bailey something? No, I'm choosing her.
Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Jade Cargill. Nia Jackson, Jade Cargill. For the men, damn, I don't. Is Roman in there? I don't want to put Roman in there. I don't want to put Roman in there, but I'm thinking about what John Cena said. Roman has been pulling gates. He's been putting in a body of work, so I hate. But definitely put Cody in there though. That's just my pick.
Jesus. My pick got inducted in 2018. I forgot about that. Alicia Fox and Stacy Keibler. Let me know. Hold on. I know that Alicia Fox is not in the. Let me see. Stacy Keibler is in the Hall of Fame. As of now, she's not in the Hall of Fame. So Alicia Fox and Stacy Keibler is who I'm thinking of right now. And honorable mention, Kat. Go back to Kat was kind of going at it with. She went out with a lot of people. It was if it wasn't Sable, it was Kat. And Kat also sided with China. So y'all go look up who Kat is. And on the men's side, on the men's side.
Oh, yeah, by the way, let me switch out Jay Cargill with Rhea Ripley.
Rhea, is it this guy? Okay. What is his name? Jesus, he went to UFC. What's the one that went to UFC?
Went to UFC.
And he was just on. He did a Vlad interview. I just seen it the other day.
Who?
Ken Shamrock. There you go, Ken Shamrock.
Oh, he's not in the Hall of Fame yet?
Hell no. UFC Hall of Fame, sure, but not the WWE Hall of Fame. Ken Shamrock.
Wait a minute.
I'll double check because I'm pretty sure he left on bad terms. Or did he get in the Hall of Fame?
He's not in there yet.
No, yeah,
Damn.
he got inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame in 2003. Oh, he's in the TNA and Impact Wrestling's Hall of Fame. And is considered for a potential inductee in the WWE Hall of Fame. Good. I think
he should be in there. Damn, he not in WWE Hall of Fame?
Nope.
Damn.
Nope, TNA. He's in TNA Hall of Fame, but not in WWE. Quick answer is yes, because they inducted Ric Flair before he lost at WrestleMania. So I would say I would say yes, but John Cena wouldn't be my second guy. I know his last name, but I want to get his first name. Oh, I just remember Steve Blackman, the martial artist, Steve Blackman from back in the day, and they try to put this. He was a martial artist for real, and he had his notable championship was the hardcore title, and they try to put him up with Al Snow. Oh, I forgot about Al Snow. Jesus.
Al Snow and who was he tag team with?
He tagged with people. He tagged with Steve Blackman. He tagged
Steve
with
Blackman.
Maven. Yeah, Steve Blackman. I mentioned Steve Blackman. That's my number 2 pick for the Hall of Fame. And Al Snow is my honorable mention. There you go. Al Snow is my honorable mention.
Okay. As far as the John Cena thing, wait until after it's over. Don't induct him while he's on it. Like, wait until after it's over.
And and to that question, Rey Mysterio is still active.
Yeah. Wait until after it's over. I mean, if you put him in now while they're still active, that kind of set the precedence that you can be inducted to the Hall of Fame while still active within the roster. Ric Flair is, of course, not as part of the roster, but yeah, he definitely. Damn. Yeah, wait until after the retirement tour. Don't do it while they still moving. Not moving like that, but don't do it while they're still active within the company.
Yeah, man. I hope John Cena tour comes through Houston or Detroit. Either one, I'm pulling up to either one. So I'm gonna try to pull up to them because I know I'm doing a lot of traveling in the month of April. And hopefully it doesn't do it. It's not in April because I'm still going to Atlanta the first weekend. And we got a movie to shoot in Puerto Rico on the third week of April. So hopefully not any of those days. Since we have his son, Les King in NXT, we should get Brian Pillman this year in the Hall of Fame, in my opinion. How do I feel about that? And I will be okay with that if they let Lexus King induct him. Just like when when Dusty Rose got inducted, both Cody inducted him, and I don't want to call him Goldust. Jesus, what is his name? Cody's older brother. I keep forgetting his name because I always call him Goldust. They inducted him in the Hall of Fame. When it came to the Steiners, obviously Braun and a couple other and somebody else, I believe, inducted him as well. So I'm okay with active wrestlers inducting their ancestors or their parents or their grandparents into the Hall of Fame. Dustin Rose, thank you. I never care to call him Dustin Rose for some reason, but yeah, I would say Lex. If they let Lexus King induct him, I'm okay with that. I'm 100% okay with that. I want Brian Pillman to get a Hall of Fame. I just want his son to do it, so that way this will put Brian Pillman is going to get the respect he deserves, but this also position Lex to jump rosters not this year, next year, or if not next year, the year after that. So I'm okay with that as far as thinking long term.
Comes down to it. Pleasantly just kind of woke up an emotion in me about Brian Pillman. That man should have been in there a long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
That man should have been there not just because of the stories, but that man was. Damn, I forgot about Pillman when we was talking about technical wrestlers.
Shit.
Pillman should have been in there. He should have been in there years ago. Because Pillman, he was indeed that guy. His knowledge of the game and his work within the ring solidified why he should have been in there. Which makes me ask the question: why is he not in there? Who was in control of putting them in there?
It was Vince. So let's. I don't have a problem with William Regal being in the Hall of Fame. I have zero problem with that. But let me see. I never looked into why he passed or how he passed. Excuse me. Let me see. On October 5th, 1997, Pillman was scheduled to wrestle Dude Love, that's Mick Foley, at the WWF pay-per-view In Your House 18. Bad Blood. Steve Austin relayed that Jim Cornette was instructed to find the whereabouts of Pillman. Cornette contacted the Budget Motel in Bloomington, Minnesota, where Pillman had stayed the previous night, and was told by the receptionist that Pillman was found dead in the hotel room by the maids earlier the day at 1:09 p.m. Central Time. He was 35 years old. An autopsy attributed Pillman's death to a heart attack. However, Steve also explained that this was caused by previous undetected, a word I cannot pronounce, starts with a long-ass letter that starts with the A, heart disease, a condition which had also led to the death of Pillman's father. The next night on Raw, the WWF paid tribute to Brian Pillman. Later that night, Vince McMahon interviewed Melinda Pillman. The interview was seen as being in poor taste and was awarded most disgusting promotional tactic award that year. Jesus Christ, Vince, what the fuck?
As much as I can say good about Vince, there's a lot of bad things I can say about Vince.
Jesus Christ, man, not a day after. Let the lady mourn.
Yeah, Vince was as good as he was with business, and I hate that Vince is getting this narrative, but it's just my opinion. Vince is an asshole. He was a business-minded asshole. He didn't care. Product came first. And I hate to even view Vince like that, and this is not because of the allegations. The allegations is just Vince being a nasty, decrepit, despicable motherfucker. But other than that, Vince was just an asshole when it came to business. I mean, I don't like Hulk Hogan, but you listen to the story that Hogan told. You listen to the story that Iron Sheik tells. You listen to the story that Kevin Nash tells. I mean, but if you only listen to someone like Undertaker, he got nothing but good things to say about Vince. And that's not throwing Undertaker under the bus. But truth of the matter is, Vince messed over a lot of people. And the one who's been the most vocal about it is Bret Hart. And now that these things is coming out into the light, a lot more people are saying things about Vince. But when you look at how a lot of these wrestlers was treated by Vince, and we all know, you can see the change in the era. You can see the change in how things work because Vince is not there. But yeah, a lot of those, man, they'll tell you straight up, Vince was a piece of shit. What was my man's name? That guy, he threw the guy from the top of the rafters, put a cheese grater on the head, put a fork in his head. New Jack. Listen to what New Jack said about Vince outside of the mystical conspiracy stuff. But listen to how New Jack talked about Vince. Hell, listen to Swerve Strickland. It's a lot of guys that say things about Vince.
Mercedes Monet, aka
exactly. Yeah. So,
and that is what he passed from. Hey, how about to? Don't worry, y'all. I'm about to play it right now.
Atherosclerosis.
Heart attack.
Atherosclerosis.
Heart attack. I cannot pronounce that. So I'm not trying to be funny, y'all. I literally cannot pronounce that word.
Atherosclerosis.
Atherosclerosis. Well, I will go with it. So yeah, that's his. According to Steve Austin, his father had it. So yeah, it runs in the family. And keep in mind, remember Triple H? Not to say he had the same thing, but when it came to his heart, it ran in his family. And he was this close, and I mean this close to
get your ass to the hospital now.
Yeah, and I gotta go watch that interview again. Where he was on Stephen A's World. I'm trying to figure out maybe how did they know to go to the hospital right now?
His doctor called him. I believe they either just did some tests. Yeah, I believe it because he had it with Stephen A. Smith. I believe they just did some tests on him or something like that. And they called him like, get to the hospital now. Whichever one is closer, get there. So when he got there, that's when they pretty much figured it out. Because I think he said he wasn't feeling good or something like that prior to it. And when he went to go get a checkup, that's when they ran some tests on him. But I think he was back home and they just told him get there now. I can't remember if he said like pack a bag. I know it was very emotional for him. But yeah, that's an interview you need to go rewatch.
That was that. Now that's some scary shit, y'all. Y'all go to the doctor. The last time I went to the doctor was October 23 or 20. I can actually look up the date because I remember I was having a conversation on Clubhouse about something. I don't remember, but yeah, October 23rd. It was right after my class reunion. Monday, October 23rd. Something said just go. I went to the doctor. When it comes to diabetic, I'm a pre-diabetic. I am on the line. I need one more point, then I'm a full-blown type 1 diabetic, but I'm a pre-diabetic. And I was 343 pounds at that time. I dropped down to at least 290. I'm back up a little bit, not that much, but I'm getting back. I'm gonna get back down. All I gotta do is change my diet and go to the gym. Y'all go to the doctor. Go to the doctor. You just don't know.
310 to 270 in 3 months. Mm-hmm. That's what I walked into that gym with at 270. I'm gonna tell you right now. Even though I lost that fight, that's the best I done felt in about, I don't know, a good 5-6 years. Just getting that weight off, man. Then on top of that, I gotta get back on that. I ain't gonna lie. I kind of fell off a little bit because I came back home. Plus, when I was out there, I was eating good food and stuff like that. Then I came back home eating with the kids and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But get away from the junk food. Get away from. I'm gonna tell you how I lost that weight. Very minimal water. Cut out the bread. Cut out the pasta. Cut out sugary foods. Cut out pop. All of that good stuff. What I did was a carnivore's diet. It was just straight red meat, salt, little bit of pepper. That's the only cheat that I think. And just a little bit of garlic, which you're not supposed to use garlic, but garlic is good for you. but it's hard. I'm gonna just tell you straight up. It's expensive and it's hard.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, but when you start to drastically change your diet, like what did it for me was I was working out and I would only eat once a day. But it was kind of hard to do that because your body burns more fuel than it consumes. You see what I'm saying? But to walk in at 270, and even though I still looked at heavy, if I would have walked in there at 310, bro, I would have been embarrassed. You see what I'm saying? But to come in there at 270,
Right.
I tell people all the time, man, go get everything checked out. We getting up there in age, bro. You gotta make sure you get everything checked out. Period.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Don't wait too late.